Dear friends, up till now I have explained the standard signals in discrete domain. The first standard signal was unit sample, then second was unit step sequence, third was unit ramp sequence, and we have also seen given representation of given signal in terms of unit sample sequence, unit ramp sequence, unit step sequence, as well as interpretation of this signal in terms of other signals. That is also we have seen. Now let us see all those counterparts in continuous domain. Continuous time signal, there are also in continuous time signals there are standard signals. By using these standard signals we can represent various continuous time signals or all kind of continuous time signals. So let us see first standard signal in CT domain. CT domain means continuous time domain, so that is delta function. So delta function, it is defined as it is denoted by del of t, and if you try to plot this signal here, the plot of the signal is like this. Here I am writing 1, it is denoted by del of t. I am writing that 1 is not its amplitude, that 1 is its strength, and it is its strength means it is its area. Del of t, if you trying to talk about height is infinity. Height is infinity at t equal to 0, and its amplitude is 0 everywhere except t equal to 0. T equal to 0 we can talk about its strength is 1. So delta function here also it is existing at a single point t equal to 0, and whose amplitude is infinity and area is 1. So what I am saying is, if you try to write this function, so you can say that del of t integration is equal to 1. So that 1 indicates that the area of that function is 1 and it is 0 everywhere except it is 0 right everywhere when t is not equal to 0, or we can say that it is 0 for t is greater than 0. It is 0 when t is greater than 0. At t equal to 0 we can say that height is infinity. So delta function it is totally different compared to delta function in the discrete domain. In discrete domain, amplitude of the delta function was 1. Here amplitude is infinity at t equal to 0, and it is 0 everywhere. So we can write otherwise, and otherwise is a proper this one word for defining this, because negative side is also there. So we can say that del of t equal to 0 otherwise. So we can say this is nothing but del of t, it is infinity at t equal to 0 and it is 0 otherwise indicates that all values of t except t is equal to 0. So this is the definition of delta function. There are two conditions. One condition is the area has to be 1, and second condition is it is 0 everywhere. At 0 height is infinity. One is indicating its area. So if we want to see area is 1, what is the signal? Is there any signal whose area is 1? Yes. So it is delta, and let us say 1 by delta. If you try to find area of this is rectangle, right? So if I want to say this is a signal x of t, so what if I am trying to find the area of this signal? It is a rectangle, so 1 by delta into delta, what is the area? Area is 1. So x of t is equal to 1 by delta, and it is for the duration 0 is t is less than delta. So this is a signal having area 1, and as delta tending to 0 the height becomes infinity. You can say that del of t can be written as limit delta tending to 0 x of t. So practically it is not possible to generate or realize delta function, ideal delta function. So what we do is we use its approximation, and that approximation is like this: 1 by delta, it is the height, and width is delta. Since delta is very very small, height will be very very large. Delta tending to 0, height will be 1. That is why I am saying height of the delta function is infinity at t equal to 0, and it is 0 everywhere. So this function is existing at t equal to 0, and area of this function is 1. So I have shown here the x of t is, suppose it is a function having height 1 by delta and width is delta, then its area is 1. So there are so many functions whose area is 1. So delta function can be realized practically by using rectangular pulse, by using triangular pulse, and so many other pulses. So the pulse signal or any kind of signal whose area is 1 can be used for representation of delta function. So this is about delta function. You must have understood its value and its area. So whenever we are having signal, let us say x of t we are having, and if we multiply that signal, let us say x of t is a signal, it is a continuous time signal which we are having, and if I am multiplying this signal by x of t, by del of t, delta function, I told you delta function having area of 1 at t equal to 0, height is infinity. So let us take time axis. This is also time axis. So if I multiply these two signals, that is x of t multiplied by del of t, what will be your result? See, I know that the signal del of t is existing at t equal to 0. If I multiply that signal with x of t, so it means that x of t into del of t, only the portion, that is x at t equal to 0, that is only going to be there multiplied by del of t, because t is not equal to 0, this is 0, so answer will be 0 everywhere. So except at t equal to 0, x of t, that becomes x of 0. Why I have written x of 0? Because delta function is 0 everywhere, so there is no point in writing x of t. So x of t can be replaced by x of 0 and del of t, because del of t is existing at 0, it is 0 everywhere, so other points will not come into picture. So if I take area of this x of t into del of t, area of this equation x of t into del of t, we know that this can be written as x of 0, it is one sample, multiplied by del of t dt. Since x of t into del of t can be written as x0 del of t, so this can be written as x0 is some constant amplitude, constant value, and here I can write del of t into dt. So we can say that this is x0 because area of delta function is 1. So you can write integration x of t into del of t is equal to into dt is equal to x0, right? So because we know that integration of delta function is 1. So this is about delta function. Practically the delta function, ideal delta function, cannot be realized, so we use its approximation, and whatever I said, that this kind of representation is mainly used to realize delta function, and here you can write, denote this signal by delta, and it is time axis. So I can write delta function is nothing but limit delta tending to 0 del delta t. So this is the approximation of delta function. So delta function can be written as del t where delta tending to 0. So let us go for another standard signal. Let us study another standard signal which is there in CT domain, continuous time domain, that is similar to unit step sequence in discrete time domain. Here in continuous domain we are having unit step signal. Word signal is used generally when we are having continuous time signal, and sequence is used when we are having discrete time signal, because discrete time signal is nothing but sequence of numbers. So another signal in continuous domain, standard signal, is unit step sequence. Unit step sequence. U of t is defined as 1, t is greater than equal to 0, 0 otherwise. This is the definition of unit step signal. Unit step signal, not sequence. I'm sorry. So sequence is a word will be used only in continuous, only in discrete domain, not in continuous domain. So unit step signal u of t is defined as it is 1 for t is greater than equal to 0, and it is 0 otherwise. And here in practice, if you want to realize this signal, we'll see how it can be realized. Before that, I will plot this u of t. The plot of u of t is like this. It is discontinuous at t equal to 0, and it is then 1 everywhere. So it is 0 and it is time axis. So amplitude is 1 from t equal to 0 to infinity and it is 0 before t is less than 0. So it is a causal signal. Causal signal is signal which amplitude is 0 when time index is negative. So time index negative, amplitude is 0, and time index is positive, that is 0 to infinity, amplitude is 1, it is constant, right? So practically it is not possible to realize this signal, because within 0 time signal amplitude is changing from 0 to 1. So this change from within no time, practically it is not possible. So approximation of this signal is taken, and that approximation is like this. So practically we use this approximation for unit step signal. Here again I can say this is delta, this is very very small, and this height is 1, okay, and 0 to delta height is changing. So this is approximation of unit step signal, or unit step function. We can say unit step function or unit step signal, which is defined as it is 1 for t is greater than equal to 0, and it is 0 otherwise. So here if you want to find this approximation, why I am saying it is approximation of this, because as delta tending to 0 it will become this. So practically this delta is requirement on delta should be very very small, then we can get close approximation of u of t. So u of t can also be obtained from delta function. If you integrate delta function, you get what, u of t, and if you this one differentiate unit step signal, we get delta function. So one signal, delta function, can be obtained by differentiating unit step signal, and unit step signal can be obtained by integrating delta function. Unit ramp signal is another signal which is standard signal in continuous domain. The definition is it is denoted by u suffix rt and defined. This is the symbol for defined. It is defined as it is 1 when t we can say it is t when t is greater than equal to 0, and it is 0 otherwise. You can include this equality or you can discard that equality. Anyway, the result is going to be 0, and addition of 1 point in continuous domain, it is not create any problem, because integration of single point is going to be 0. So ur of t is equal to t when t is greater than equal to 0. As t increases, value of the signal increases. So if you try to plot this, you will find that the signal is like this. So it is unit ramp signal, this is time axis. So we can say that it is nothing but integration of signal u of t, or by differentiating this signal you can get signal u of t. So u of t, if you want to find, you can differentiate dur of t dt, and if you want to find urt, then you can take this 0 to t u of t dt. By integrating unit step signal, you can find, okay, if t equal to 0, the result will be 0. If t equal to 1, 0 to 1 integration of 0 to, okay, whatever is there. So ur of t can be obtained by integrating unit step signal, and by differentiating unit step signal we get delta function. By differentiating unit step signal we get delta function, and by integrating unit step signal we get unit ramp signal. So unit ramp signal is what? It is t, ur of t equal to t. As t increases, its amplitude increases. At t equal to infinity, amplitude is infinity. At t equal to 0, amplitude is 0. So unit ramp signal is a signal which is increasing with respect to time, which can be obtained by integrating unit step signal, and unit step signal can be obtained by differentiating unit ramp signal, and by differentiating unit step signal we can get delta function. We have seen these are the three standard signals which are widely used in signal processing. So let us see some of the other signals in addition to these standard signals which are also used many times. So I will be going with those signals in the next video. We'll stop up till this unit ramp signal, and after that we'll start some of the signals which are also required in the signal processing, which are not coming under the category of standard signals, but they are required many times.